we have got a very new, very exciting product for you on GC Unboxing this week. These ENVE wheels, the SES 4.5 AR discs, have literally just been released, and they are at the absolute cutting edge of road bike technology. Plus, they could be yours. This being GC Unboxing, at the end of the video, I'm actually going to tell you how you can enter a competition where you could potentially win these wheels. Seriously, how cool is that? Right, enough of looking at that box. I want to see them. I suspect you want to see them. Plus, we better crack on because there is so much tech stuff to talk about. I don't want to run out of time. Woohoo! Look at that. That's your front wheel. That is very cool. There is so much tech going on here, I almost don't know where to start. So I'll go back to the beginning. The reason ENVE created these wheels was because they realised that when the team that they sponsor in the World Tour, Dimension Data, were running 28C tyres, they weren't getting all the aero benefits from their normal wheels. So you see, despite having a super aero rim, if the width of the tyre isn't correct, you don't get all the benefits. So what did ENVE do? They created this, a much wider wheel. Check it out. That's 31.2 millimeters wide at its widest point, and the internal width there is a whopping 25 mil. And so what that means is that when fitted with a 28C tyre, it mimics really closely the performance of a 25C tyre on their standard SES 4.5, although with a tiny penalty aerodynamically for that extra width. But crucially, it performs much better than a 28C tyre on that standard SES 4.5. So, Team Dimension Data went faster. Now, part of the reason that this wheel performs so well aerodynamically is actually due to the fact that it is disc-specific look. So what that means is that there is no brake track, and therefore the rim can be engineered purely for aerodynamics and not for braking. And in fact, if you look closely, you'll see that the rim does bulge out quite significantly from your tyre. And then, as a side benefit, in fact, not even a side benefit, the whole thing can be made lighter because you don't have to take into account anything like heat buildup, which you would do from rim brakes. And so, it actually sheds 30 grams over the standard SES 4.5 rim brake rim. And that is despite the fact that this is so much wider. So, how much does the whole thing weigh with its sexy Chris King hub and 24 spokes? It weighs 720 grams. Now, I imagine one or two of you are probably thinking, pah, aerodynamics. And while I might disagree with you, I'm going to gloss straight on over it because there are some other really tangible benefits to these wheels. Because, principally, wider rims mean wider tyres, and wider tyres mean improved comfort, improved control, and also increased speed. And so while we talk about that for a little bit, I'm going to bring out the rear wheel, if for no other reason than we get to listen to that Chris King free hub. Now, let's talk tyres, shall we? Because these wheels have really been designed to make the most of your tyres. So they've been designed to be tubeless, although you can fit a standard clincher and tube if you so wish. But there is a crucial difference to normal. And if you look, there is no bead hook on the wall of the rim there. These are hookless rims. And what that means is that your tyre will fit much more precisely, meaning that you can fit it more easily. It'll be easier to inflate. And then, perhaps most importantly of all, you actually just don't need a bead hook after all. Now, an interesting thing about these wheels is that because of that 25mm internal rim width, you're actually not allowed to run a tyre narrower than a 28. And we know that wider tyres are fashionable at the minute, but what's actually the reason for it? Well, firstly, a wider tyre actually rolls faster than a narrower tyre. In fact, in a lab, you can prove that a 28mm wide tyre does indeed roll with less resistance than a narrower tyre. And then, when you translate it out onto the open road, the results are even more significant. And that's principally because in a wider tyre, you run less pressure. So it rolls more smoothly, and also for you, crucially, it rolls more comfortably. In fact, ENVE have even put a pressure limit on the inflation of your tyres on this rim, just 80 psi. Not that you would ever want to run anywhere close to that amount of pressure in a 28C tyre, but still, interesting nonetheless. So when you think about it then, you've got aerodynamics on a par with their very best race wheels. You've got reduced rolling resistance. You've got increased comfort. We haven't even touched on the fact that you get better control and grip from wider tyres. And then the rim is lighter all as well. So that right there is quite an exciting frontier for wheel development. I imagine, in fact, that you are desperate to try these wheels, but I'm not surprised. So you want to know how to enter that competition. Let me put you out your misery. In the description below this video, there is a link. Click on that link and you'll go straight through to the competition entry form. And then in the meantime, you can actually get a bit of insight into the aerodynamics behind these wheels from the man who designed them himself, Simon Smart, his real name, because we joined them in the wind tunnel. And if you want to watch that video, you can get through to it just over there. Or to get a cheeky little shortcut to that competition app, why not click just over there? And before going to either of those, do make sure you subscribe to GCN, because there'll be another unboxing video coming up very soon and you do not want to miss it.